And a very good Monday morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Joe Benigno back with you again. The the Pain podcast. Monday, March 3rd, 2025. The Joe Benigno the Pain podcast brought to you by the Hackensack Brewing Company, by a needed discount tire. I just came back from there. And by our good friends at Manscaped. Now, we'll start with this. Now, on Saturday, we saw St. John's knock off Seton Hall. Seton Hall gave them a tough game at the Garden. And, of course, by winning that game, St. John's won the outright regular season Big East title for the first time since the Chris Mullin, Walter Berry, Mark Jackson days, Lou Carnesecca 40 years ago. But beside that, the big thing about that was Pitino wore his white suit, okay, which I love to see. I mean, you know my feeling about these coaches. And in the NBA and in college, these guys are wearing their pajamas on the freaking sidelines. I mean, the days of the well-dressed coach are pretty much over. The days of Pat Riley and Chuck Daly and Isaiah Thomas, being dressed to the nines, you really don't see that anymore. Very rarely. You see some guys wear suits, but they don't wear ties. We've seen that kind of thing. It makes me crazy. Pitino had his white suit on, and for people that don't know this, when I went to the great John Jastrzemski's wedding, I guess it's, a year and a half ago now? I think it was over, it'll be 2 years in August, I think, that he's married. We went to JJ's wedding, a couple years ago, and I wore my white suit to the wedding, all right? So my good buddy, Kenny Scarabaggio, one of the greats of all time. Kenny, of course, very happy that I'm mentioning his name. One of the all-time, my wife's laughing, one of the all-time greats. Decides that he is going to post the Who Wears It Better on X, Twitter, whatever we call it, Elon Musk, whatever we call it now. Who wears the white suit better? So there was a picture of me in a white suit from JJ's wedding, picture of Pitino from Saturday in the St. John's Seton Hall game, and a picture of John Travolta from Saturday Night Fever in the white suit. Clearly, Benigno wore it the best. I mean, I don't even think it's the best. Now, look, Patino's a good-looking guy. We're about the same age. I think Patino's a year older than me, But and Travolta, obviously, what else can you say about him? Of course, it was an old pictures from the Saturday Night Fever movie back in 1978 when Travolta actually had hair, which I don't think he has anymore. But nevertheless, but I look at it this way, okay? Basically, there's only, certain people that can pull off the white suit. There's certain people that can pull it off. And, 3 Italian guys, let's be honest, 3 Italian guys from the New York metropolitan area. Travolta and I are both from Bergen County here in New Jersey. Pitino's from New York, right? I don't know if he's originally from Long Island. I think he's from Manhattan, actually, originally. But 3 Italian guys from the New York metropolitan area rocking the white suits. Tremendous. And I told Scarabaggio, all right, that when Joey T gets married, because all of a sudden, Joey T now it looks like he's got a girlfriend. Now, you try to pin him down, because, Joey's he's very evasive, Joey. You try to pin him down. Joey, is this your girlfriend now? Doesn't really give you no affirmative about it. And when I talked to him the other day, I talked about the triple he hit off the wall last week, and he told me that she actually threw him out at the plate the other night. So I don't know if that's good. He got thrown out at the plate, but nevertheless, it seems like Joey's got a girlfriend now. So I texted Kenny. I said, Kenny, because we were talking about, Saturday, we were talking about Pitino rocking the white suit and all of that. So I said, Kenny, when Joey T gets married, which, by the way, I asked my wife, I said, what comes first, Jet Super Bowl or Joey T get married? And, she said the Jet Super Bowl. So I don't know if I agree with that, but anyway, but it's close. I mean, let's be honest. They're both kind of in the same area. So that's okay. She threw Joey under the bus. No, you didn't. Joey throws himself under the freaking bus. You don't need help. So anyway, getting back to that, where were we now? I don't even know. So anyway, I told Kenny, I said, Kenny, look, when Joey gets married, you'll be wearing the white suit, right? So he texts me back that when Joey gets married, we'll all be in the wedding party. Now, I don't know if that's the case, but I would probably go with for that wedding or the next big wedding I go to, okay? The next big wedding I go to, I don't know who the hell's wedding that's going to be, but I guess maybe the most likely candidate is Joey T at this point. The next big wedding I go to, I can't wear the white suit again. So what I would probably do is go out and get like a pink jacket, something like that. Maybe even red. I got red shirt on here. Maybe even something red along those lines. And, with white pants, of course. Of course, they have to be in the summer. You can't wear white in the summer. I mean, I can't wear white in the winter. So it would have to be a summer. So Joey, well, and look, if Joey gets married, let's be honest. We know one thing. He's certainly not getting married during the football season. Okay? The chances are good that when Joey T gets married, now look, it could be like late February. It could be like this time, like early March, something like that, maybe into the spring, But if Joey gets married like I did, it's going to be probably in the summer. So that means that it would be okay for me to rock the pink or red jacket with the white suit. So that would probably be the way I would go. And we'll let Kenny could wear the white suit because Kenny's a great Italian from the metropolitan area as well. Kenny's a Staten Island guy, even though he lives in Jersey now. He's a Staten Island guy. And, so anyway, but that's the story. So the whole white suit with Patino. And let's hope that if St. John's gets to the Final Four, and I'll tell you right now, if St. John's runs the table, I got one more regular season game. I think they play Marquette in Milwaukee on Saturday, which kind of is really kind of a meaningless game for them. Probably a much bigger game for Marquette, even though Marquette's going to be in the tournament too. But if St. John's wins let's just say if St. John's wins the Big East tournament, right? They got to be no worse than a 3 seed, right? Maybe even a 2. I mean, they're number 7 right now. I don't know if they're going to go up or down in the ranking. They're probably going to stay right about where they are. Number 7. They're number 7 right now. So to me, if you're number 7, that's a 2 seed. That's a 7 right now is a 2 seed in my mind. So, we'll see how that all plays out. But Patino rocking the white suit. If they get to the Final Four, I think Patino's got to wear the white suit again. I really do. Or he's got to wear, like I said, maybe a red with the Red Storm, and it should be the Red Men, but we know the story on that. Wear the the red jacket, maybe white shirt. You go like with a red jacket, white shirt, red tie, red socks, because I wear red socks too, So, if I try to, I'm very big into colorful socks. So I got red socks on now. You can't see it, of course. But nevertheless, so that's the story on the white suit. So on again, what is a relatively slow sports time, as we're still a month away from opening day in baseball. We just had the NFL combines, which, it's like watching paint dry. We do have the NBA and the NHL going on. It was a good day for the two teams in the Garden yesterday. Knicks came from behind to beat the Heat. They were getting whacked. They were about by 19 at one point in the game against Miami. Came all the way back to win it in overtime. Some big moments from Jalen Brunson and OG Anunoby. You saw Malik Bridges get benched in this game for Deuce McBride, who had a solid game. Bridges has been a little bit of a disappointment. As excited as we were about bringing him here from the Nets and, reuniting him with his Villanova buddies, Hart and Brunson, really has not had the kind of year that you would have liked to seen him have, at least to this point. We'll see where the Knicks go from here. But, Knicks at 40-20, kind of locked in. They beat Miami, as I said, in overtime last night, kind of locked in to that 3rd seed right now in the Eastern Conference, behind the two teams that they have not been able to touch this year, the Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. So we'll see. But the Knicks are going to win 50 games again. And the bottom line with the Knicks is this, can they get out of the second round of the playoffs? They're kind of almost in the same no man's land that they were in during the Ewing years. It's starting to project like that for the Knicks now. So we'll see. 40-20, 3rd seed, top 5 team in the league. It's all going to come down to, can they beat the Boston Celtics in the playoffs? Can they beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in the playoffs? And right now, certainly during the regular season, they have given no signs that that's going to happen. One good thing, Mitchell Robinson is back. We'll see how long he lasts before he gets hurt again. I'd say 10 games. I'll give Mitchell Robinson the over-under of 10 games before he tweaks something or there's some kind of injury somewhere. So we'll see how that all plays out. But Knicks with that nice win last night over Miami on the road. Now, the Rangers last night played the woeful Nashville Predators, one, if not the worst team in the league. They're right there. Beat them 4-0. Jonathan Quick with a great game. Had his 63rd career shutout last night. Third shutout of the year. He was fabulous. Had 35 saves. Really outstanding effort by Quick last night. JT Miller, who really has been the Rangers since the Rangers, and I'll get to the trade they made over the weekend and all. Since the Rangers made the trade for JT Miller, he's been their best player. There's no doubt about it. Scored on a power play last night. Assisted on another night on a nice goal by the other Miller, Keandre Miller, nice backhander that made it 3-0 at one point in the game. Never did you get the feeling. Artemi Panarin scored early on a kind of a 2-on-1 breakout, little slap shot from about 15 feet away, and the Rangers took a 1-0 lead. Never did you think for a minute the Rangers weren't winning this game last night. It was that kind of performance. And like I said, Nashville, just not a very good team, even though Quick was outstanding. I mean, he really made some great saves. And Lafreniere made a nice save, too, with Quick out of the net, where Lafreniere knocked the puck away. It looked like it was going in an open net. But nevertheless, Rangers win at 4-0. I believe they're 2 points out of the final playoff spot now with 64 points. They play the Islanders again tonight. This game is at the Garden. Remember, they beat them 5-1 last week on the Island, really beat them up pretty good. So we'll see what happens tonight. Then they got the Capitals, Ovechkin and company coming in Wednesday. The story right with the Rangers, of course, the trade. They traded Ryan Lindgren. They traded Jimmy Vesey. They brought in Calvin DeHaan. I forget the other guy they got from Colorado. DeHaan actually got an assist last night on the first goal by Panarin. Defenseman, been around the league for a while. But, we've seen what's happened with the Rangers this year. I mean, Chris Drury, right? Really, look, to me, I blame Drury for a lot of the issues the Rangers had this year. They got rid of Barclay Goodrow. Nobody wanted to see him go. He was tremendous in the playoffs last year. Great locker room guy. They let him go very unceremoniously, kind of controversially as well. Then they trade, of course, Trouba, Jacob Trouba. They got rid of him. They traded Capo Caco, and now they move on from VC and Lindgren. Both, of course, are unrestricted free agents. VC wasn't playing a lot anyway. So, and we'll see what happens. But they had a nice effort the other night. Zibanejad had a solid game the other night, had a couple assists in the game. And we'll see. We'll see if they can back it up tonight. I'm sure Shesterkin will be back in the net tonight against the Islanders. Big game for the Islanders, too, who are 3 points behind the Rangers in the standings. You got you still got Adam Fox out on IR. You still got Kreider on IR, although I guess Kreider can come back at any time. I don't understand how well that works, but it looks like Kreider can come back at any time. I don't know if he will or not. And how about this last night? If you watched the the Ranger game last night, Matt Rempe got in another fight, right? After he kind of raised his elbow a little bit, knocking one of the Predators into the boards. And I'm reading again, okay? And he got a 5-minute major. I think he got a 2-minute elbowing penalty and a 5-minute major. And then the guy who attacked him after he hit one of the Predators, another one of the Predators, got in this fight with him. He got bloodied a little bit too. They both laid some big hits out there. And the guy from Nashville wound up getting a 10-minute misconduct penalty. But, not Rempe. Now I'm reading today where Rempe might get suspended again. Come on. He already served an 8-game suspension this year once. Now you're gonna suspend this guy again? Come on. I mean, it's unbelievable. This guy, it's a problem because you can't miss him. He's 6'8". He's a big dude, right? And he's an enforcer type guy. But he's got skills. And usually, I don't know what the record is, okay? I'd have to look it up. But the record when Rempe wins, I don't know if you can find that online or not. You can look for it. I don't know if you can. The Ranger record over the last 2 years when Rempe plays is way over 500. I mean, maybe even 20 games over 500 when he plays. Now, I don't know if you can find it or not, but he's a target. And to me, it's a joke if he gets suspended again. Then they should have threw him out of the game last night, right? He didn't even get a major penalty. You got a fighting penalty, but he didn't get a 10-minute misconduct penalty like the guy from Nashville did. So I don't get it. Rempe's a target. He's got to play. To me, he's a very underrated player. He really is. He adds a lot to this team. He adds that physicality. He adds that toughness. And he's got some skills. I mean, he's a big guy in front of the net. He can block out shots. All that kind of thing. Block the goalie's vision and all of this. I don't know. I just if he gets suspended, I'm not going to be happy about it. You got a number on that? Do we? Wow. Here's the Rangers record with Rempe in the lineup, okay? And you tell me why this guy don't play more. The Rangers record, okay, with Rempe in the lineup since they brought him up in the middle of last year, 27, 10, and 4. 27, 10, and 4 when Rempe plays. So you tell me why the hell this guy don't play all the time and doesn't get more minutes than he does. 27, 10, and 4. So really it's 27 and 14, right? Because you know how they count the overtime loss. Like the Rangers record now. If you look at the record, it looks like they're 4 games over 500. No, they're at 500. They're 30, 26, and 4. Then those 4 overtime losses. So they're really 30 and 30 is what the record is. So let's say Rempe's record with the Rangers is 27 and 14 when he plays. So they're basically 13 games over 500 when he plays. So look at it from the point aspect of it. So that's 41 games that Rempe has played since they brought him up last year. He's played in 41 games. All right? I guess that counts the playoffs too. So 41 games. So figure 40, that's 80. If you won every one of those games, that would be 82 points. Okay? So the Rangers have, 27, so that's 54 and 4. So they got 58 out of 82 points when Rempe plays, is on the ice for them. So you tell me, how is this guy not playing all the time? I mean, it's ridiculous. He's got to play more than he does. And again, it's an absolute, if he gets suspended again, that is an absolute freaking disgrace. No other way to say it. So we'll see. Rangers Islanders tonight, always an enjoyable night if your team wins. And as I said, a big game for both teams. All right, let's get our sponsors in here. The Hackensack Brewing Company. I know we're getting into the nice weather. It's supposed to get decent tomorrow in the 50s. Looks like we're playing golf tomorrow. I saw in the 60s on Wednesday, but it's supposed to rain. And I saw by the middle of next week, we're looking at 70 degrees. So the weather is starting to move in the right direction. Hopefully there'll be no more snow, so that doesn't derail the golf, as it looks like by the end, by the middle of next week, all the golf courses locally will start to be open, which is a good thing. But check out the Hackensack Brewing Company, located 10 minutes off the George Washington Bridge, less than 30 seconds off Route 4 in beautiful Who Needs a House out in Hackensack. Tap room's open 4:30 to 10 Monday through Friday, 2 to 10 Saturday, 12 to 8 Sunday, 78 Johnson Avenue in Hackensack. See the elusive Mike Jones. I don't even know if Mike Jones is he around anymore? Did he leave the country? I don't know. Jones, he's a tough guy to get, man. He really is. See TJ over there. Go get some of the Oda Payne beer, and they'll take care of you. And hopefully I'll have some information for everybody. Opening day for the Mets at home is April 4th. So I would be looking sometime around there for us to have the next live podcast at the Brewing Company. I'm going to try to get in touch with Jones again today. We'll see what we can do, but we'll let you know. But go check out the Hackensack Brewing Company, 78 Johnson Avenue in Hackensack. Now, I mentioned I just came back from Anita Discount Tire. We had an issue with our power steering, right? And I filled it up, and this has been going on for 6 weeks now. Been filling it up, and it goes right out. And we figured we had a leak in the container that holds the power steering fluid. No. I guess there's like some kind of a long, a big piece, right? It's almost like a long, I don't know what you call it, like a cable, drain, something like that, that this is exactly where the stuff goes, had rotted out. Now, remember, We have a 2012 Jeep Grand Cherokee, which has paid for itself a million times over. We have 152,000 miles on this car. Still runs great, as I knock on wood. But we had to get this done. My wife couldn't drive it. As a matter of fact, today when I drove it over to Anita, it was the steering, because I filled it up yesterday. The steering was okay. By the time I got there, which is maybe, 15, 25-minute ride. By the time I got there, you could barely turn the car anymore. So they fixed it today. It wasn't exactly cheap. We won't get into that. But they got it done. Anita got it done for me. So if you need any kind of work on your car, you know where to go. Anita Discount Tires. See my son John. See Ari, his boss, does a great job. Rob. This kid Nico, who did my car today, did a great job. Whatever your automotive needs are, Anita Discount Tire. Everything. Tires, anything. Fix your power steering system. And you can even get your car inspected there. And tell them Benigno sent you. And then last but not least, our friends at Manscaped. You know the deal with Manscaped. Oh, my God, I love it. I love Manscaped. Check out the beard and balls bundle, right? It's unbelievable. I mean, you can't lose. Join a movement trusted by over 12 million men worldwide. Visit manscaped.com now. Use the code PAIN for 20% off free shipping, and it starts right here. Now, I've been telling you about this for a while. The 5.0 Ultra Lawnmower, which takes care of things down below, gives you the illusion of extra inches, which we all want, even if it's only an illusion. As we all know, there's not a man alive that doesn't want a few extra inches. Like I said, even if it's not real, if it only looks that way, you'll take it. And the Manscaped gets that done. Now you got the beard hedger for your face. Makes you all nice and clean. Your wife, your girlfriend, whoever, your significant other, whatever that may be, who that may be, will want to touch your face and all of that. So check that out. They got everything there. Not just for your beard, not just for the lower extremities, but remember, they got underwear. I love the underwear to keep your balls right in place where they need to be. Always wear them when I'm playing golf. They got nice T-shirts, Manscaped T-shirts, very nice. You'll like them. You also have the Manscaped body wash and conditioner. Well, it's actually, I always say body wash, but it's actually shampoo and conditioner. But you can use it as a body wash. It smells good, and it's priced reasonably. Don't waste your time on like the Nivea or all those other things that cost $1 million and all of that. Check out the Manscaped, and they'll get it done for you. The shampoo and conditioner. Check it out. Get the Beard and Balls bundle for 20% off, free international shipping with the code PAIN, P-A-I-N, at manscaped.com, and check it out. Hashtag, can't even talk. Hashtag Manscaped Partner. Tell them Benigno sent you. You'll love it. I love Manscaped. I can't say enough. Can't say enough good things about him. All right. Benigno, the Ode of Pain podcast. All right, so what else are we throwing out there today? We just got done with the combine. I seriously, all right? And I hate to keep going back to the Jet quarterback situation, but I have to. I want to see something balls. I want to see big balls for my team for a change. I want to see them try to trade up and get the number one pick in the draft. Go get Cam Ward. Go get him. Show me something. That would be showing me something. And at the very least, if they say it's 7 and Jackson Dart is there, I would take him at 7. Because I'm telling you right now, and you know how this works with the quarterbacks. There will be, I guarantee this, I will say that there will be 5 quarterbacks, at least 5 quarterbacks, maybe even 6, drafted in the first round. You'll see Ward, you'll see Sanders, you'll see Dart, you'll see Milroe, you'll see McCord from Syracuse, you'll see the kid from Ohio State, Howard, that just won a national championship, maybe even Dylan Gabriel, the kid from Oregon. You might see 6, 7 quarterbacks drafted in the first round, even if teams don't look at them as really being first-round talents. So I would love to see the Jets show me something, step up to the plate. I'm ready now. I hate to trade number 1 draft picks, but you know what? As I continue to say for my football team, I wish it was my football team. I wish I owned it. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and that's where we are right now with the New York Jets. So I would love to see them trade up to the first pick in the draft and try to get Cam Ward. I would love it, but If they're still sitting there at 7 and Jackson Dart is there, you got to take them. And if somehow, because I've heard rumors about this too, you hear that Shadir Sanders may fall to the 7th pick in the draft, you got to take him. You got to take him. I mean, give me a break. We'll see. We'll see. I hope I do. And like I said, if Sanders and Ward are gone already, which they probably will be, if they're gone already by the time the Jets pick at 7 and Dart's there, I'm taking them. I'm taking them. And then if you did that, I'd be okay starting the season with Tyrod Taylor and then slowly working your way in to eventually when Dart would take over. That's how I'd want to play it. I wouldn't want Dart playing immediately. No. We've been down that road before with Sam Darnold. We were down that road with Zach Wilson. Didn't exactly work out. It worked out with Sanchez, but that's because we had a phenomenal team around him, And I'll always have a place in my heart for Mark Sanchez, who was never really coached correctly. And, we'll go back to when Rex, as much as I love Rex, when Rex put Sanchez into that Snoopy Bowl preseason game against the Giants, and he wound up getting hurt, and that was really the end of his career with the Jets. So, but I digress with that. But that's what I would do. If I'm the Jets, I'd love to see them show me some balls, trade up to the first pick in the draft, see if you can get Cam Ward or Shadir Sanders. If Sanders falls to 7, you got to take him. If Sanders and Ward are already gone and Dart's there, you got to take him. I don't want to hear about the tackle from Michigan. I don't want to hear about the tight end from Penn State. Fine players, I'm sure. All right? We need a quarterback. We need a quarterback. And wouldn't it be something if Aaron Rodgers signed with the Giants? Oh, my God. That would be. I really don't think that's going to happen. But, it would be very Jet-like for Aaron Rodgers to sign with the Giants and lead them to the playoffs, right in our backyard and stick it right up our ass again. Because that's exactly what would be happening there. There's no doubt about it. All right. Bingo. The Oda Payne podcast. I tell you, how bad is the PGA Tour? Now, I watched yesterday. I watched the, the Cognizant? They call it the Cognizant Classic at the Palm Beaches, which is at PGA National, one of the great golf courses in the country. It's got the Bear Trap, 15, 16, and 17, all that water, the 2 par 3s, phenomenal. I don't know how many guys hit the ball in the water on those 2 holes over the weekend. But some guy you never heard of, and this is the problem with the PGA Tour, some guy you never heard of by the name of Joe Highsmith, who was wearing, one of those bucket caps, big bucket cap, lefty as a matter of fact, won the tournament. He wound up winning 19 under par. Now, I never heard of the guy. And that's the problem. There's too many guys you never heard of. Now, you did see Ricky Fowler actually have a decent, he finished up there. He was like 13 under par. Jordan Spieth was 13 or 14 under par. You're seeing him coming back and being a little more of a factor now. But something's got to happen with the LIV Tour. Something has to happen. I know the president with Tiger Woods, Big Don, was getting involved, I think, a little bit with this to try to get this, maybe talking to the Saudis who really are funding all the money for that tour, maybe to get that where you can at least have the guys on LIV playing not just the majors, but all the big tournaments. Now, you got Bay Hill coming up this week. They should be playing in Bay Hill, Arnold Palmer's tournament. At least you'll see like Rory and Scheffler and guys like that. JT, Justin Thomas, guys like that will be playing at Matsuyama, Tony Finau. You'll see a lot more of the bigger name guys, Patrick Cantlay. They'll be playing at Bay Hill. And then a week after that, you got the Players, which is like the 5th major at Sawgrass, the Island Green and all of that. They should be playing in that. The LIV guys should be playing in Bay Hill. They should be playing in the Players. They should be playing in Jack Nicklaus's tournament, the Memorial, and they should be playing in all the 4 major tournaments, coming up this year, which they will. And something's got to be done because I'm tired of watching guys like Joe Highsmith. Give me a break. These are the guys. This guy Knapp, who wound up blowing it they had that triple bogey on, I forget what hole it was. He tried to play a ball that was basically in the water and didn't really work out too well for him. He wound up with a 7 on a par 4, and that killed him in the tournament. But, I'm sure the ratings are terrible. Nobody's getting excited about Joe Highsmith. In all due respect to him, congratulations that you won. Good for him First ever win on a PGA Tour. But, something's got to be done. Something's got to be done. It really is. And hopefully it'll be done soon. But you do have a couple good ones coming up. Bay Hill this week. The Players, of course, after that. Now, you've also seen this, where the president, where Big Don, has gone to bat for Pete Rose. And he is lobbying right now to get Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. That should only happen. Pete Rose is dead now. Can we put this guy in the Hall of Fame? Really? Isn't it time? But, with Don getting involved and all the liberals that make up the Baseball Writers Association of America, which, is probably as liberal as the regular media is, I would think it would be very, very difficult for that to happen. But somehow, some way, maybe Don can write an executive order where Pete Rose is put into the Hall of Fame. That's the way to go. God knows Pete Rose belongs in the freaking Hall of Fame. And now that he's dead, can we put him in? And by the way, one other thing. With Major League Baseball and every big sport in the world now involved with all these gambling companies, isn't it time now that it's time? Okay? Not that every freaking major sport there is sponsored by whatever the gambling company is, and it seems like everybody and their brother, from Fanatics to MGM, you go right on down. I think even ESPN has their own gambling now, okay? You think maybe it's time to put Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame? So maybe Don's got to come up with an executive order or something like that. I don't know what he's got to do, but it's time to get freaking Pete Rose in the Hall of Fame. All right. Everybody enjoy the rest of your week. The weather's getting better, which is good. I think today's the last of the really cold days, at least for now. Like I said, let's hope we don't have to get any more snow. But have a great rest of your week. Check out my podcast on Friday. Check out Saturday. We'll have my FAN show around 10 to 2 coming up on Saturday. So we got a long show for you coming up there. So check it out. As always, all the love, everybody. And, of course, God bless America. We'll talk to you on Friday.